Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. All right, I'm so gracious that my uncle allowed for me to once again ask for help. And he said what it is anybody would say to me. You got to get a job, you know what I mean? And he didn't watch me grow, you know what I mean? He saw me when I was a child for a little bit, but he moved away before a lot of the struggles happened. So they didn't really see me go through some of the stuff when I was 22 and 18 and some of the times where I went through isolated periods. I'm a very unique mind, and because I didn't really communicate with people, they don't understand what I'm dealing with, and that's okay, you know what I mean? So he kind of gave me the why don't you just conversation. And, you know, he did the best he could, man. Everybody's doing the best they can. You know, my uncle referred back to my Aunt Cheryl, and I prayed about this last night. This was part of the long 4-hour conversation I was having with God, and it went along the lines of, you know, my family held my auntie financially while she had kind of made some decisions that were not so good. And it's one of those things where they don't want to go through that again with me. I get that and I agree, especially now. But unfortunately, I'm not in the same space my auntie was. I don't know what her space was, but she didn't suffer from what I'm suffering from. And it kind of became a situation where I really had to break it down to him what it is that I'm feeling, and I hope he buys it. I know all of you guys who've been following my therapy sessions know I'm not capping, but he probably thinks I'm capping a little bit, you know what I mean? Trying to be lazy. And I'm telling you, I would have never let my life get this bad. And that's what I try to send home. Like, bro, if I could have worked my way through this, you think I would be living in a hotel right now? Like, I had to hit him with that. Like, bro, do you really think I want to be in here? Like, honestly, if you think it's as simple as me getting a job, I would have had a job already. Nobody want to live in no damn hotel room. But nevertheless, the conversation didn't go as great as I wanted it to because he's frustrated. They didn't fork over a lot of money to help me, and we're still waiting on help that's supposed to be coming. Obviously, I told them I was going to get in a lift program. You know, I was disappointed in myself too, but, you know, it is what it is, man. You can't explain these things to people. When you have mental health concerns that are extensive as mine, but you present as well as I do, you can't explain this stuff. People don't want to hear it, especially if they've already been through this before with somebody else. So, you know, it's a real burden, man. I don't know what's going to happen in my life. Obviously, I need to find certain things. He said a church home, you know, 2 by 2 is what he said. You know, you try to be in church alone. You know, you try to do your thing alone. You need to get in a church home. Maybe you can find somebody who can help you. But I'm like, that's part of the problem, fam. I'm isolated. I isolate for comfort. I isolate to keep from feeling all of these things. And part of getting around others is breaking that conditioning and getting into the red, so to speak, uncomfortably, so that I can, you know, kind of be normal. But I'm not used to being normal. I spent years at a time alone by myself, years at a time in my own space to protect myself from certain things. And it's like I got doctors now, finally, that can attest to my mental health, but even they are still learning. I've only had a couple sessions with this lady. All she can really say is I have chronic depression and anxiety, but this is something extremely specific, and I'm just not getting the help I need. That's what it really comes down to. Now, granted, he said, well, you still got to work. I'm like, yeah, I know, but that was the truth 6 months ago, so that this would have never happened, fam. You know, and so it's like he's sane. He's very sane, you know, so trying to express this to people who are sane, it doesn't work. People don't have this problem. They never even heard of this problem. I don't never see nobody who has this problem. So trying to express this to my uncle was very stressful, man. But I'm not mad at him. I told him, I was like, look, man, you're saying everything I would have said to somebody else. I agree with you. I agree. This is the facts. You can't expect the state to take care of you. You got to make a way for yourself. This is the truth. And so one thing I can do is start selling my art. That is something I can do that I haven't done. Start selling the art. So that's a solution I didn't bring up on the phone with him, but it is a way. So that's what I need to do. Start taking these pieces and sell them for a little $5, $10, whatever somebody will take them for, so that I don't have no way to my money. And so that's what I can do. You know what I mean? We can start talking about stuff you can't do. That I could do. I can sell art. And so that's what I need to start looking into and how to ways of doing that. But everything else, going to get a job and all that stuff, man, if I could have did that crap, you think I would have let shit get this bad, fam? You think I would be living in a damn hotel? Hell no. Ain't no way in hell I'd let things get this bad if I had control over my brain, man, in the way that I want to control it, in the way it should be controlled. But just like I told y'all in the last video, there's things this brain nobody else can do. So it's like I take the good with the bad with myself, but it feels like I've run out of road. Everywhere I turn, I gotta face red. Everywhere I turn, I gotta face anxiety. That phone call alone sent me up to like a 10 just because I know I disappoint the man. It's like, yo, I disappointed everybody. I disappointed my mom. I disappointed myself until I realized what I was dealing with. Then I stopped hating myself for this, but everything he was telling me, I was telling myself and then couldn't bring myself to do anything about it. I hated myself for this back when I was 16 years old. So it's like, fam, do I really have to have this conversation with you? But I get it. Yes, you do. You know what I mean? And you owe it to him. So that's what I told myself. And I was patient, but I was also very frustrated because, like, bro, you're not talking to somebody who doesn't agree with you. I agree. Unc, I agree. It's just not about my methods or my morals or my ethics or what I believe a man should be. And if you follow me online, if you follow enough of my channel, you'll know what my ethics are. You know what I feel about that. Man's supposed to take care of his family. I'm supposed to be retiring them. That's what I want to do. But I can't bring myself to get in a space where I could just work a simple job because I just convince myself brain just doesn't work. Defensive mechanisms, 2 years old stuff, all the stuff you guys already know. So that was hard, man. That was hard. Very, very difficult. And I'm already having a very difficult day. But at least I know he's going to help. At the end of that, I come with a solution. From finances will help my way. They will come my way. He's frustrated about it, but he's not going to leave me hanging. And that is ultimately what I cannot afford to let happen. Because when I looked at my Fidelity account, I realized I am doing a lot worse than I thought I was. The reverse split did what it did, but it's since gone down a lot since they did the reverse split, as we expected. Because once they did the reverse split, we knew they were shorted from there. They're trying to run us into the ground, man. They're trying to run the AMC apes into the ground. They don't want us to hold. They want to make it so that we're forced to leave because they know we're not going to leave willingly. So if they can make us broke enough or wear us down mentally enough by way of having it seen as if all that you've built is nothing, then of course you're going to sell out whenever you hit some financial concerns. And a lot of people are in bad situations financially just because that's just what the nature of the world is in. This country is in specifically. So it's like we're being attacked by the hedge funds. They know they're not going to psychologically get us psyched out in, all the stuff that they did, the FUD and all the different things that they were doing didn't work. So they just got to make it worthless for us to keep. And hopefully it won't squeeze. That's what they're hoping for. So it's like, for me, I hold out of spite. But when I look at what I have, it's like, man, I don't even have anything any damn way. It ain't nothing there. They've run it so far into the ground that it's barely anything there. So the little money I thought I could pull from it to get certain things done, that's all it is. That's all that's left. So, like I told God, man, and I've been telling you all day, I don't know how many more days I got on this earth, let alone in this play. I don't feel like I'm gonna survive the week, fam. Like I really don't. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. With all the different options that I got going on, I'm like, death feels a lot better than any of this shit, including that conversation I just had. And so I just want people to understand where I'm at, bro. I'm not playing with y'all when I say I am tired of this. And it's not because I don't love myself. I look better than I ever looked. Physically, I feel better than I've ever felt. But it doesn't matter because every bit of what I have to do to fix my life is an anxiety-inducing thing under these stresses and under these circumstances. I can't fix my life, it seems. And he was saying spiritually, it's a spiritual thing. All right, what's up? Who got the spiritual juju that can shake this off? Because I know that my relationship with Christ is strong as it's ever been. You know, who follow me, how close my relationship with God is. I might as well be the damn preacher. You understand what I'm saying? Let's just be real. I probably should be the preacher. As much as I be preaching on here and as much as anointed stuff come out of my face. But it just is what it is, man. It comes down to, it's not about that. It's just about the brain. Maybe it's chemical. Maybe it has to do with a mixture of chemical stuff and trauma, because I find out that my family on my dad's side has mental health stuff. So it's like, if I got a combination of mental illness, trauma, and bad conditioning, how the hell ain't no spiritualness, ain't nothing spiritual gonna get you out of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think I got a combination of all three. So like I said, I need the type of help that I can't get based on my finances. If I had a real psychiatrist or several a whole team of psychiatrists, and they could tell you exactly what's wrong with me. This is why I do my channel, because I'm hoping that someone will study me. Study what you see here, bro. Study these things I'm talking about. Study all of this so that people like my uncle can have some reference, because there is none. I've never seen anybody like me before. And I hope nobody ever suffers from what I go through again. I want to be the only one. You hear me? I want to be the only one who ever suffers this, bro. Because not only am I going through all these issues, but I'm self-aware. And that makes it a torturous existence. To be self-aware while running yourself into the ground, it's horrible, fam. Because I get to do all that they are doing to myself. Yo, why don't you just get it together? All that, yo. And then I'll tell myself, okay, let's do it. And the brain will be like, no. And I'm just sitting there paralyzed like, misery, fam. So I appreciate my uncle helping me financially. I'm not mad at him for not being able to help me mentally. You know, that's not a bad thing. He's doing the best he can, man. He's trying to convince his nephew to stop draining the family money. And trust me, I am for it, which is why I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to do this. Because at the end of the day, if I really can't help myself, then I do need to get the hell out of the way. Whether I'm happy with my life or not, if I can't make a way, then I'm a burden that they're going to have to eventually say no to. And that's it. So I'm telling y'all, there is some play, and it's selling art. I've done a bunch of pieces, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm devoid of the ability to sell art, and that is what I haven't done enough considering in my life. That is something I can do. I can take all this damn art I'm doing and see if anybody wants to buy any of it. And even though I don't love that idea, at this point, it's something I can do to help myself. So I'm open to that. Maybe that's the next path. I'm open to that. I got motivation to make art all day long. So if you don't like this piece, you might like something I do next. But that's what I feel like I can do. All that other stuff I would love to be well enough to do, because I believe it should be done. But to be honest with you, I've never been well enough to do that stuff for any long period of time. And when I do that stuff, I feel as miserable as I do right now. And that is not normal. Given the fact that I'm homeless in a hotel room without a car, I should not be as miserable as I would have been at work with a car in my own place. But the reality is, it's zero difference. Zero difference. I felt every bit as unaliveable now as I did when I was driving home that day that I told y'all about. It's the same misery, man. I don't perceive it no different at all. I would not choose that over this, and that in and of itself is something wrong. You see what I'm saying? I would not choose that. I would not choose that. I would rather do this, and this is horrible as hell. But that's how miserable I was working my last job, fam. So that's what people need to understand. This ain't nothing I'm choosing. I ain't just sitting up here saying, oh, I don't like to do security. No, I'm telling you that my brain is awry, and this shit don't work properly, and it ain't never worked properly. And yet it can do things that most people can't do. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? And the family don't want to hear it. They're like, yo, psychiatrist ain't the only problem, it's spiritual. All right. You want me to go to church? All right, convince me to want to be around people now. Because I'm telling you, I don't even want the only option I have, living option I may have, that ain't even an option yet because they ain't called me on it. But I don't even want that option because I have to be so close to somebody else. That don't seem weird to y'all? They don't, you know what I'm saying? And because I'm self-aware, I can look at it and say, y'all don't see it something. Yes, I'm self-aware. That makes it even worse. So, God, man, I wish he followed me a little more. Like, yo, check out my channel, man. Look at all these damn therapy sessions. Then you'd understand. You would know your nephew. And I told him to go check out Red because that would help. But you need to see a lot of these therapy sessions to get a fullness of this personality. He would know exactly how much I'd be preaching on here, and he would never have to tell me that I need to get closer to God because he would know I'm one of the closest people to God, probably walking the earth right now. That's what makes it even worse. That's probably why I am self-aware. It's because I'm so spiritually inclined. That's why I think it really is. I'm getting chills as I say it. That's probably exactly what it is. The Lord has given me the ability to be able to tell people what it is I'm going through. Most don't. It's that spiritual inclination that probably gives me that in the first place. I'm telling y'all, man. God is going to do something else, though. If he wants me to live to see 40, he's going to do something else, man. Because I can't keep having days like this. Can't keep having nights like that. Last night, no, I will not do it. I will unalive myself to keep from having to feel that way. I'm telling y'all. And I won't feel bad about it at all because this is torturous. It's not normal. Nothing about this is normal. You know what I mean? So that's the truth. I ain't here to depress nobody. I'm not here to make people feel like I don't want to try. I'm not here to tell people to quit. I'm telling you, this brain ain't giving me nothing else. It has an expiration date, it feel like. And so that's why I try to do as much as I can in the moments I'm here. Because it feels like this thing going to self-destruct any minute. That's why I held the shares I did in the squeeze play in the way that I did, because I knew I needed an influx of money to take care of me, so I wouldn't do this to them. I was aware of doing this to them before it started. Before it started, I was already aware this was going to happen. So it's like, nah, fam, I'm not Aunt Cheryl. I love Aunt Cheryl. I miss Aunt Cheryl. I would have retired Aunt Cheryl myself. You wouldn't have to worry about taking care of Aunt Cheryl. If I was grown and I had money, she would have been taken care of by me. You wouldn't have to pay no money. I would have taken care of that. I would have paid. You see what I'm saying? That's what's in my heart. But nobody know that because they don't know me. Why? Because I've been in isolation all my life and I was too afraid to call. See? It's just like, it doesn't end, fam. I got people that I grew up with that I haven't called in years because of this. People I grew up with. People that I know. That I don't want to be around because of my isolated conditioning and my anxiety and not wanting to explain any of this to them so I don't have to hear what I just heard from him. So I don't talk to certain friends that I considered brothers in the past because they don't know this side of me and I don't want them to know it. So, that's the kind of day I'm having, man. That's what it is. And you know what woke me up this morning? That dude saying this, MF won't wake up. A spirit woke me up this morning. And you tell me my mental health is straight? I told y'all the story. For those who are wondering what the hell I'm talking about and don't want to watch an earlier video, I felt somebody walk in this room while I was facing that way, laying on my side, and I felt a man, grown man, Caucasian man, walk in this room. He went like this, exactly how I'm walking. This is how he did. I even heard his footsteps. And he went like this. This motherfucker won't wake up. And as he said that, he was gone. But I felt his presence. I know it was a spirit. We're no real human being. You see what I'm saying? This is what woke me up this morning. Am I okay? Tell me I'm all right. That's all I'm saying to y'all, man. My brain is different. My spirit is different. And nothing anybody can tell me is I disagree with in regards to myself. Nothing you can tell me I disagree with, fam. I got all those thoughts in my head 10 times over. You need to get a job, take care of yourself, you need to save your money. You need to learn how to manage your money. Stock options preferably. Learn how to manage your money. Keep your money in bonds and things like that you can have. Own some Apple, own some Amazon. I know how to do all this shit, man. I just can't bring myself to do it. Frustrating as hell trying to explain this to people. This is why I don't. It's one of the many reasons why I say to myself, many reasons, and you know my brain can come up with a million of them. What my uncle is going to have to understand is I am to a Deloney. You know what that means? That means our IQ's a sky freaking high, fam. Sky freaking high. He is a genius. The person I'm talking about has one of the highest IQs probably in the whole state. Or the whole country, probably. Like literally. Multiple PhDs. Worked for NASA back in the 80s. Like, this is a very, very intelligent individual. My grandfather, same thing. Same thing. That's what I come from. That's why I have this brain. That's why I struggle so much, because they're so damn smart and I had these problems. So it's like, yo, bro, please. And I'm not talking to my uncle when I say this. I'm talking to anybody who understands me or doesn't. Please. Get from me what it is I'm trying to give you. This is not a character issue. My character is aligned. I know exactly what needs to be done. And if I could coach somebody else, I would coach them away from the problems I have. All of them. I could coach you into a lot of different things, fam. I don't need to be taught certain things like that. Like, no. Like I said, I've been following the stock market for 3 years, bro. I know exactly what I need to do with my money. And I know where to learn what I don't know, too. Go to Keenan Grace. He'll tell you exactly how to use the stock options. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Why? Too stressful. Too stressful. Stress, anxiety, depression, self-awareness, all of it out of whack. All of it. And I smoke weed to try to dampen it, and I don't have the money to buy no damn weed. So now I'm just manic. And all of that other stuff on top of that. Dealing with real problems that are created by this issue. Without any idea where I'm going to be living 2 days from now. And y'all tell me I shouldn't be feeling the way I'm feeling? When I present this way? Everybody look at me and say, yo, this dude, he's fine. Yeah, except for not at all. Except for not at all. That's the evil of it all. Except for not at all, fam. So I'm trying to tell people, I don't want to be so defeatist, but I'm probably going to look this good in my casket. Because I don't think I'm going to survive this long, fam. I don't think I got 5 more years of this. I don't. I know I don't. And that's what I wouldn't tell my uncle, because I don't want to depress the man. But I tell all y'all that, and if he sees a video, he'll know it. He'll know exactly what kind of day I had when I called. Like, bro, I've been thinking about killing myself all damn day. One of the reasons is because I didn't want to make that phone call, because I didn't want it to go that way. BDF 44.